You ever stop and wonder how a single real estate agent manages to do it all these days? I mean, think about it. They aren't just selling houses. They're basically a one-person business, juggling a million different jobs at once. It's a huge, huge task for just one person. So how on earth do they pull it off? Well, today, we're going to deconstruct that playbook.
So yeah, that's the big question, right? How does one person handle the marketing, the admin, the sales, the networking, all while actually trying to close deals? It really seems impossible. But what if they had a secret weapon?
And that's exactly where technology comes into play. You know, this quote right here, it just nails it. We're not talking about another app on your phone. We're talking about a partner, an automated system that does the work of an entire department for you. Welcome to the world of PropTech.
Now, for anyone who hasn't heard the term, PropTech is just short for property technology. It's this whole universe of software and tools designed to make the real estate game faster, smarter, and way more efficient. And for a solo agent, man, it can be an absolute game changer. Okay, so to really get why these tools are so powerful, we first have to understand the sheer scale of the problem. You're about to see that the job description for a real estate agent today has just exploded. It goes way beyond just selling.
I mean, look at this list. An agent has to be all of these things. A salesperson, of course, but also a digital marketer, a content creator, filming tours, an administrator who's just drowning in paperwork, and a local search expert, trying to crack the code on Google. Seriously, each one of these could be a full-time job, and it all pulls them away from their #1 goal, helping clients.
So, the very first step in fixing this overload is just taming the internal chaos. You know the drill: client info on sticky notes, listing details in some spreadsheet, reminders in a calendar. It is a recipe for disaster. The foundation of any good solution has to be putting everything in one place.
And this just says it all, doesn't it? You get away from those scattered notes and the constant risk of entering the same info twice. The real benefit here is that having one single source of truth, a command center, doesn't just get you organized. It actually frees up your mental energy and makes sure no opportunity, no client, ever slips through the cracks again.
All right, so once your own house is in order, the next big hurdle is the outside world, getting seen. How do you get your listings in front of the most eyeballs possible without spending your entire life posting on social media? Well, let's see how the tech handles that.
Okay, now this is where things get really interesting. Just look at the efficiency here. Imagine, you create one listing post, you hit one button, and boom, it's blasted out to over 20 different platforms, all at once. That's not just saving you time, it's multiplying your reach like crazy. And we're talking about all the key places you need to be. It hits the social media giants, your Facebooks, your Instagrams, even TikTok. It gets you found on search engines by handling all the complicated Google stuff for you. And it even helps you create these professional-looking brochures you can send right through WhatsApp or Telegram.
And you know, this part is just a massive piece of the puzzle. The system automatically does all that complex SEO work for you. That's search engine optimization. It means your listings are set up perfectly to show up high in the results when someone in your town is looking for a new home. And that promise? Getting indexed by Google in under a day? That means you get in front of serious local buyers fast.
But, you know, just blasting stuff out there isn't the whole strategy. A really smart system understands that social media works in two totally different ways. There's the big splash you make right away, and then there's the long-term value you build over time. So on the left, you've got the spike. That's the immediate rush. You post a new listing, and you get a huge boost in traffic and instant engagement. But then on the right, you have the compound interest. This is the slow burn. By sharing consistently, week after week, you're not just getting clicks. You're building trust, creating loyalty, and establishing yourself as the go-to expert in your area.
And really, that's the ultimate prize of that long-term strategy. You stop being just another salesperson trying to make a sale. You become the trusted local expert that people actually seek out for advice. That change in how people see you is just incredibly powerful.
Okay, so far we've been talking about the tools that help one single agent. But what happens when you connect thousands of those agents together into one giant collaborative network? Well, the power doesn't just add up, it multiplies. Just check out this number. We're talking about a community of more than 10,000 professional agents, all connected through one platform. If you're a solo agent, that means you suddenly have over 10,000 potential partners on your side. And those 10,000 agents? They've shared nearly 400,000 listings together. This is what they call the co-broking advantage. It just means you can team up with other agents to find the perfect home for your client. If you don't have what they're looking for, chances are someone in this massive network does.
So the bottom line is pretty simple. With access to this huge pool of properties, you can almost always find what your client needs. It turns what could have been a dead end into a successful deal, and it proves you're the only agent they'll ever need.
And getting started is designed to be as simple as possible. You download the apps, you register, you punch in your listings info, and then you let the automation take over. We conquer for you. It's all about making the technology do the heavy lifting. This quote from Sunny Koo, the CEO of Iclick Solutions, really ties it all together. Their platform isn't just about saving time, which is huge obviously, but it's also about giving agents data and insights so they can work smarter, not just harder.
So let's just recap that transformation. We've seen how an agent can go from being swamped with messy notes to running their business from a central command center, from spending all day posting on social media to using a one-click megaphone, and maybe most importantly, from being an isolated salesperson to becoming a connected, trusted local expert.
Which leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to think about. If technology can automate all the marketing, the visibility, the admin work, what's left for the human to do? What skill becomes the single most valuable thing a real estate agent brings to the table?